Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video I'm doing a review of the MAMBI half sheet happy notes. This is the classic size. So I've got my ruler here just to show you. It is about 4.75 inches wide by about 9.75 inches high. However, keep in mind that that's the cover size and it does extend a little bit beyond the pages, as you can see there. So if you wanted to add tabs, you can. It's quite chunky. It's probably about another 1.5 centimeters over and above the width of the pages. So usual disc bound. Now if you're wondering when you try and find this online, the one that I got, you probably won't, because I have actually reversed the covers. So I got the rainbow stripe one, but I figured, you know what, I want to see the rainbow stripe when I'm using it. So I flipped the cover, so now I see the rainbow on the inside, it's not the outside cover. So as is the case with most of the happy notes and all their planners, they have the two designs on the front and the back. I'm not really a fan of this floral. I don't really like floral anything, and it doesn't really coordinate at all with the rainbow, so I don't know why they did it, but anyway, I only see this one when I'm using it, so that's fine. Okay, so inside, similar with the normal size happy notes, you've got some different coloured dot grid depending on the notebook that you pick. So this rainbow stripe one has pink dots. If you pick, there's like a black neutral one, and they all have different inside filler sheets. It's got a thin little strip of like a square stripe thing down the middle. I wasn't too much a fan of it, and I was getting really frustrated by the fact that MAMBI US, they're very selective on what they will ship to Australian retailers, i.e. my sister. So I got really annoyed and figured, well, you know what, I'm going to make my own inserts then, if you're not going to make them available for Australians. So what I did in good old Photoshop, I made a couple of them, and because also I like rainbow and there just was not anything remotely close to what I would normally use available. Okay, so I did a monthly habit tracker. As you can see, rainbow stripe, lots of colour. This is one I've set up, which I'm currently using for May. I've used the Inkjoy, Papermate Inkjoy gel pens, my all-time favourite, plus the colours coordinate with the rainbow. So that's my monthly habit tracker one. And then I'm going to be using this one tomorrow, which is a daily. And then I did a couple of others. Now, if you're wondering why I've only printed single-sided, it's because I tend to write on one side and then pull the page out and throw it away. So if I've written on the back side, like, whoops, I've just thrown stuff out. Plus, I don't know if it's just me, but you know how when you write on something and see how you can see that at the back behind it? I just don't like writing on the back side of a page I've already written on. I want like a fresh, clean sheet. Plus, this is just pretty much generic copy paper, nothing really special, so it's not really thick. So it does have a bit of ghosting on the other side as well. If you're going to be using a half sheet quite regularly, so you had all your bills for the year laid out and you're going to be moving that around a lot, maybe print it on cardstock, and then it won't show through on the other side as much when you write with it. So I did a bill tracker, and if you're not really into the rainbow stripe, I just left it plain. So I've got two versions. I've got the rainbow stripe and then the plain margin if you prefer that. I did a whole bunch of these. I only printed a couple that I'll be using. I did make some based on reader requests from my blog. So spending tracker, and then I did like a routines one. There's a grocery checklist, which is the main reason which spurred me making these printables, because I always pull this out and then take it to the shop with me. And then the anything list and some graph. And then also obviously some dot grid, which again was another reason why I went and made my own, because they have not made the black and white dot grid available for Australians. You can get it from the MAMBI website direct, but shipping's killer, and I'm just like, nah, I'll just make it myself. So also I wanted rainbow, so that's the dot grid one. And then I did like a lined one, just plain and simple, and then a perpetual list, which could be good for blog post planning or cleaning or any sort of recurring tasks, birthdays, that kind of thing. So I made them the same size as the inserts and just DIY'd it, printed it out, cut it, and added it in. Now for the punch, I was using the arc punch for quite a while, but my perfectionist kind of OCD self won out. If you use the arc punch, it has the same size, like holes, which is fine, but the spacing is a bit off. So let me show you with some of the classic ones that I did. So see how this here, this is the one that I used with the MAMBI punch, and then this is the one that I punched with the arc. So see how there's like space up the top and then extends a bit more down the bottom, so just keep that in mind. I do recommend the MAMBI classic punch if you're going to be doing MAMBI inserts. So this one was the Rainbow Slim. I'll include the link below if you wanted to find this rainbow stripe one, and also to the printables that I made if you wanted to get a copy. And I have done a proper review of the classic size Happy Note, not the half sheet, and I'll include the link for that below as well if you wanted to have a look at it. It's basically the same, except obviously it's got a wider page size.